Welcome back to another episode 2 of Good Stories with Josh and Oscar. I am Josh Haynes, and you are?
I'm Oscar Mendoza.
And if this is the first time you've ever watched one of these, again, we've only put out one, but if this is the first time you've watched, let me tell you what we do. We tell good, wholesome, heartwarming stories for no other reason except to encourage you and to hopefully help you have a better day. Well, that's my motivation. Oscar, other than you showing off your good looks, is there another motivation for you?
I don't know about good looks, but I was, off the last show, inspired to find my Dottie. So
Very cool. Very cool. If you don't know what he's referring to, we really encourage you to go back and to watch that very first episode. Yes. Other than that, why don't you go ahead and get us started?
All right, so Josh, our first story takes us to Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
Nice.
Where Jesse Hamilton is a 74-year-old who's working 2 jobs to pay off her mortgage.
Oh, wow.
Now, where the story turns great is that she started working for a frat house in 1988. And as the saying goes, the quickest way to a person's heart is through their stomach.
Yeah.
Well, that's exactly what this fraternity brothers thought when they remembered her red beans and rice and her fried chicken.
Nice.
They remembered how they said that she was and still is a good person.
Wow.
So much so that when they found out that at 74, working 2 jobs to try to pay off her mortgage, they got together and actually fundraised for her and raised $52,000 to pay off her mortgage. Now, the great, even better thing about that is that her mortgage is only $45,000. So there's a little bit of money left over when she retires that she can actually probably go on a trip.
Yeah.
So it just goes to show you may not know that how you inspire somebody, but yet you did.
Yeah.
It may be something small.
Yeah.
But somehow you made an impact on their life.
Let me introduce you to Deja Taylor. She's a 17-year-old girl from Iowa City West High School in Iowa. And she was just named one of the 40 finalists for the 2021 Regeneron Science Talent Search, which just happens to be one of, if not the most, prestigious science and math competitions for high school seniors. Excellent. It's pretty interesting. She invented medical stitches that actually change color when a wound gets infected. And so all the patient has to do is look down and notice that something is not right with this wound. And so for these sutures, she was able to figure out that root vegetables was a place she wanted to kind of begin to experiment and look at because they're a little more natural for the body.
Okay.
She found that beet extract, the red beet juice basically, can dye the stitches, and then it looks bright red like normal beet would until the body or the wound gets infected, and then as it gets infected, it starts to turn dark purple.
Wow.
What's crazy about this invention, she has patented it, but not because she desires all the fame and money for herself. She wants to give this invention to developing and poor countries throughout our world so that these people who don't have access to the type of healthcare that you and I have access to can see much more quickly when they need to go see somebody because of this wound being infected. It's insane. I'm not going to lie. I just want to grab this girl, Deja. Did I mention she's 17? I just want to grab this girl and hug her and tell her she's wonderful and say thank you so much for just being you.
Being that what she's done for medical science, she can go to any college that she wants to.
Yeah, and she wants to attend Howard University. She wants to become a lawyer. She wants to go on to just help people. She has no desire other than to just help people.
Wow. I think when I was 17, I was envisioning putting sugar in Kool-Aid and dipping it. That was the amount of my experimentation.
Yeah, at 17, I was pretty certain I was going to be the next Michael Jordan.
Oh.
But here we are. Here we are. So what do you got?
Well, the next story takes us to Yulee, Florida, where a science teacher, oddly enough, her name's Debbie Crosby, was at a Walmart when she realized that she lost her wallet. Now, you and I have probably experienced maybe misplacing our wallet and,
Yeah.
and the things that go through our minds when we figure what we're going to have to replace out of this wallet. Fortunately, I don't carry very much dollar bills in there, but I do have other things
That's
that
right.
are very much importance. Well, fortunately, she had enough cash to pay for her for what she was buying from the Walmart. But on her way home, again, she started thinking about all these things, how it was going to affect her life of having to replace different items in her wallet. And when she got an alert on her phone from her security camera, a gentleman had driven all the way to her house with her wallet, explaining, "Hey, I have your wallet. I found it at this Walmart. This is where I'm putting it so that you can find it." And she's shocked. One of her words that she used was going above and beyond.
Yeah.
The distance between the two cities is about 20 minutes, and she figured that he could have at any point changed his mind and not returned any of the contents of the wallet, but yet he did. And he's still unidentified. But she hopes that she can share this story with her students as well as her 3 children, her 3 boys. That she hopes that this will inspire them to do the right thing.
Yeah.
And so pretty amazing. We hear many stories of that not happening.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think what's crazy about these various stories that we're telling is you see everything from some invention that might change the world to the everyday acts of kindness. I want to introduce you to Ryan Lowery. He's a 20-year-old man from Leesburg, Virginia, and Ryan was born with autism. And after a great deal of conversation with his dad, Ryan decided to write a candid cover letter to all possible future employers, and he decided to put it on LinkedIn. And little did he know that he would win the hearts of millions. And the funny thing about this is that this letter received so much response and so many likes, and in such a short amount of time, that LinkedIn actually thought that somebody had broken their firewall and was actually messing with their program.
Oh.
But here's what he wrote. "Dear future employer, my name is Ryan Lowery. I am 19 years old and live in Leesburg, Virginia, and I have autism. I also have a unique sense of humor, am gifted at math, really good with technology, and a very quick learner. I am interested in a job in animation or in IT. I realize that someone like you will have to take a chance on me. I don't learn like the typical person does. I would need a mentor to teach me, but I learn quickly. Once you explain it to me, I get it. I promise that if you hire me and teach me, you'll be glad that you did. I will show up every day and do what you tell me to do and work very hard. Please let me know if you would like to talk with me about this. Thank you. Sincerely, Ryan Lowery."
Wow.
Now, here is the cool thing. Besides the guts that it took to do that,
Sure.
DreamWorks, the people the animated movie production people who have come up, that's right. They've come up with How to Train Your Dragon. They've come up with Shrek and Trolls and movies like this.
Yes.
They've decided to join Ryan in his efforts. They are helping him with classes. They are also personally taking on the commitment to find him a mentor to help him become the animating genius that he seems to be.
Wow. Yeah, he's already pretty creative.
Yeah, and here's the thing. There's so many things about the story that I love. First, I love Ryan's willingness to risk, to be vulnerable, and then I love the fact that people responded with such kindness to him. To see somebody risk themselves and put themselves out there like this is something that it's just inspiring. Not only that, but DreamWorks with Ryan are proving to the world that people with autism do not need to be precluded from achieving great things.
Definitely. Not judging a book by its cover.
Absolutely. Now, for those of you, like I said, who joined us for the first time in episode 2, Oscar and I want to say a couple of different things to you. The point of these videos, again, is to show you that there's good in our world. We want to encourage you that good people are doing great things. But to end this second episode, I actually want to give you some homework today. And again, don't worry. I know you're working. I've got about 2 minutes of homework for you. I want you to Google Teddy Roosevelt's quote. It's called "The Man in the Arena." The reason I want you to Google that quote is because I think you will see something very inspiring, because we, if we're going to do great things in our world, have to risk. We have to be a little bit vulnerable.
Sure.
Put ourselves out there, and then you never quite know how you may impact others.
Absolutely.
I'm going to give you the last word.
Yeah, so Josh and I want to also remind you that if there's a good story that you've heard or that's personally affected you or any of your family or friends, please, somewhere around here, our email address will be up there. Please feel free to share us that story. You may find this story on one of our next episodes of Good Stories with Josh and Oscar, and we'd love to hear from you.
Yep, absolutely. Thank you guys very much.
Thank you.